What up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast channel on this episode of Milan Coast to Coast. Arrivederci, America! It's been nice. It's been beautiful. We're wrapping everything up tonight, and we are going back to Milan, but we're going to talk with two unbelievable guests. We got Beppe, we got Remo of the New York City Club here. We're going to talk all of our best moments of the past 10, 12 days, whatever the hell it's been. Barcelona game. We're going to talk what we thought about Fonseca and what we saw live. And, man, we're going to get you ready for the games just around the corner. Fellas, are you guys ready? Hey, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that as a yes.
We're here.
I just don't see anything else. That's why I'm like,
I wasn't sure that was for us.
No, of course it's for you guys. Who the hell else would it be for? Let's go!
Milan Weekly Podcast presents Milan Coast to Coast with your hosts, Gio and Fabio.
Benvenuti nella casa Giroud in area, si gira, sinistro, rete, gol capolavoro di Olivier Giroud.
Mignon with another magical save.
Teo Hernandez, coast to coast, del numero 19. Leao carica il mancino, eccolo qua, Rafa Leao.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast. Tonight, it's not coast to coast. It's all local, baby. I'm joined by my brothers Remo and Beppe of the New York City Club. Fellas, good evening. Remo, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm doing good, Fabio. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. It feels like I've seen you like 5-6 times. It's like I haven't seen you in 2-3 days. It feels unnatural all of a sudden.
I know,
Beppe,
right? Last
I know.
It's been a while, yeah.
It has been. Beppe, how you feeling? Look at you with the ill gear on, repping that new beautiful NYC shirt. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. We're tired. We had a long 10 days, but you know what? We're happy it's over, but we're happy we got to witness it. I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I can already see myself 5 years from now saying, remember how great that week was? But right now it's good to have, some time off.
A little piece. Yes. And we throw our shout out love to, of course, Franco, who was supposed to be on the pod with us as well, but he needs a little time off. So shout out to him. Guys, the USA tour couldn't have gone any better, right? But it's over now, so we say arrivederci to America. It was pretty good. From what you wanted to see from compared to last year when they went to the West Coast, I want to ask you guys overall, right? Well, just when you look back at what the club was given to be able to do, to see what the other clubs got in their respective cities, like give me your overall thoughts, being that now this is what, the second or third times you guys had a lot of relations with the club and how it went through. So I'll start with you, Remo. Overall, from what you thought before, what you expected, the fiasco, to now looking back, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, absolutely. First of all, I'll take the 9 virtual points in the bag. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Three wins, right? It's preseason. I'm Michele, but it's still wins, so I'll take it. I think overall I gotta say, like, Milan came through this time. Like, they really delivered, right? I mean, I think over the years we've asked them for more fan engagement. We've asked them for these type of events, and we've had some good events in the past, but like this last 10 days exceeded expectations, met and exceeded, right? Because of the quality of the events, the things that they put forward, like even just the game itself, right? Like the fan zone, like having Baresi come out at the fan zone, like surprise the fan, doing the chant. Like there was a high energy, like high Milanismo, like all week. We did the fan gathering at Legends. We did, the other event with Gabe Pobega. We did the practice. Like there was so many things going on. It was just, but Milan was there. They were honestly in lockstep, and like I gotta say, they definitely delivered this time around. Like compared to maybe other years, like can't say anything. They really came through.
Beppe, what's your thoughts on that in regards to what's happened in the past, your expectations going in, and how it turned out?
Believe me, I have my reservations about the club because we got, in a sense. And
I don't think you're alone, Beppe. I don't think you're alone.
I know it's not it's a bad word to use, but we've been scumbag by the club many times. You with different people.
I like that term. People should use that term. That's a good one. Go ahead.
But you know what? This time around, there's not one little thing you could point just to be annoying about it. Yeah. Everything went perfect. Everything went above and beyond, and we were blessed to have gone every day, every single event that we did, to have gone the way it did. It's just you couldn't ask for anything better.
That's true. And honestly, when I look and see what the other clubs at least were able to set up and get their own experiences in the other cities, it's good. It really shows that they're taking a real focus on identifying that America is a big market and you need North America to grow. And to me, I was happy. So let's go a little bit, right? So Beppe, we'll start with you. I know Baresi, is he considered your favorite player? I know I know
when you say favorite player, you're talking about Milan player or overall?
Excuse me, I was just assuming that it's going to be a Milan player.
Yeah, your favorite player played for Milan too.
You throw me a curveball here.
My favorite player is right here.
Oh, Bocci. Right. Okay, but he did play for Milan. Okay.
I have old shrine over here.
All right, fair enough.
No.
Barry Sanders.
That's my favorite player. I mean, I also play for Milan, sure, but I told Franco this all the time. For me, when I look at the Milan flag, it's red and black. Baresi is the red, Maldini is the black.
I've heard you say that. I like that.
It's always been Milan personified. So for me, Baresi and Maldini are always going to be in my heart. Although Van Basten has always been up there when it comes to Gullit and Van Basten. But Baresi, especially like the connection with my father and all that, growing up in the Sacchi era, Baresi was always the symbol of pureness, of fair play, of just, you almost forgot how good he was because he was never flat. Like now you see these players, they're all flashy. That was a different era. So
not even. But Asa was looking like a young man. I don't know if you guys were at the Puma store, but he had the hat on backwards. He looked like he can go out there and give you a good 30 minutes still.
I wanted to ask him. I stupidly didn't ask him 2 things that I've always wanted to know. 1, do you actually comb your hair? And 2, why did you always leave your shirt untucked? Like the untucked shirt, right? But like, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to ask.
Maybe that's just the style,
He's had that hairstyle. He's had that hairstyle for at least 60 years. I feel
right.
Like he's always,
It's always the same, right? But then the shirt, he always had the shirt untucked, always, his whole career.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was always a thing but I didn't ask him because I was too starstruck. So.
Oh, Remo, you were the buffer, man. Like, what better honor from the club? I know Franco is the mic man, but you were the guy that went out there and waited for him. Now, what was that interaction like? Did he remember you? Did he seem happy to be there? You got some quality time at the top of the steps with him.
Absolutely. I got to chat with him for like a good 10-15 minutes, and it was cool because we told him, hey, they said, hey, they're coming. We stepped out. They came out of the car with Peter Morgan. Obviously shout out to Peter for everything he did for us for this trip. And then Baresi comes, and I'm like, I remember exactly. I was like, Capitano. I was like, benvenuto e bentornato, because he laughed. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I come every 4 or 5 years. Vengo ogni 4 o 5 anni. So he remembered, right? He remembered being a Legends. He remembered the last event, and so it was cool. It was like familiar territory, right? And then we were just chatting about, because he even noticed, he's like, how things have grown in the last 4 or 5 years. He's noticed the growth of not just Milan but culture. So we were just chatting about that and how we watch games and things like how we organize events at the football factory, things like that. So,
I mean, dude, to be able to have personal conversations with Baresi, Beppe, you had the same thing. You and your father got to sit down and watch Milan Madrid. I mean, and a win. That was great. Everybody in the bar there, it's great time, man. What do you remember, like, when you're thinking about let me get to some pitches before I get your thoughts here, because we had the first pitches. Just we were a packed house. Then Franco had introduced him. Everybody was excited. I mean, I got to meet him. There he is. But it was a class act. That's not the only picture I got with him. Me and Derek are searching for another picture. We haven't found it yet. But I got to bring my father. My father was super happy, again, to be able to share meeting Barrese with my father. Here's a picture of our club member, Steve. And then our boys here, they were holding it out as Derek and Vito. They were doing a raffle. I mean, probably had to have been in the thousands by the end of the night. The Fonseca in Milan did well. We had so many great raffles that you guys and the team set up. Us. Here's Mr. Lucky right here. If I'm with this guy, I'm buying a lottery card, scratch off. I'm getting everything because this guy won 2 shirts. Ahmed, big ups to him. And then just wanted to mention this, Nick, one of our MWP. He checks it out. He was there. It was a good time, man. But Pepe, you got.
I'm pretty sure we raised $3,000, almost $3,000.
It was over. It was
so,
just over.
So we bring that up. You know, we did good that night.
Hell yeah, that's great, man. That's great. That was all right. So let's move a little bit from Barrese. We're gonna go back to that in a little bit. But I just want to ask you guys, like, the training ground. What were your thoughts going into that? We're gonna kind of position all of Saturday together here, but Beppe, what did you expect after the Barrese event, everything else? Kind of what was your expectations going in? You got there early, setting up with everybody else.
Honestly, most of us were looking forward to that day more so than the game itself.
Yeah.
So when that happened, we thought we're going to get close to the team. It's going to be an intimate setting. We're going to meet these guys, whoever's there, we're going to try to meet them. We're all picking. If we get this, if we get that, hopefully we see this guy. Hopefully we get that guy. And you know what? It wound up being a great day because it worked out. At one point, I even had my plan B as far as like the Puma event. I said, if I get the guys at the training, I'll skip that event because I got them.
It's a long day, too.
It's a long day. I quote unquote, I was supposed to be. I mean, I went to work. I set the guys up and I drove 2 hours to New Jersey to go do this, only to go back and then finish the shift, like as the guys were leaving.
God bless you, man.
Well done.
It was a crazy thing that I did, but again, like Franco said, priorità all'AC Milan. Priority to Milan. They come once in a while. Nothing is guaranteed. They're not gonna come. They may come to America every year. Doesn't mean they're gonna come here, and do all these things. So you take the opportunity, you sacrifice, you do what you gotta do. But that day we met everything. I even got to meet someone that I wasn't expected to meet, which is La Signora Di Moldi, which is Rimo's mother. I first time ever. I think she got to meet all of us too because she only saw us in pictures. So that was a nice thing.
She had a great time, man. She had a great time.
It was a nice time. I mean, we got to meet the guys. We got to see them at work firsthand. Like, I'll be honest, I've never seen them at Milanello. I always said I was going to go to Milanello, see them train. I never got to do it. So this was like a first for me, period.
Same.
I mean, Remo, to me, when I sat there and we were looking at it, like, I never thought I'd be at a professional practice, let alone my favorite club, So what were your thoughts, like, seeing them that close, seeing the speed, the way they practice, man?
Yeah, no, it was honestly, like Beppe said, I was looking forward to that more than the game. And one thing I want to say, it was very well organized, which I hasn't always been the case with Milan events or Italian events. I'm sorry, just to be clear, like, it was very well organized, very, very, very well controlled. Like you had like the shop and the intro and like, you walk in and obviously we basically like made it look like Milanello. We tried our best to like give them like the fans, the fandom of American fans. And I think Luca Bianchin said in the Gazzetta, he said, "Tifosi americani preparati." Like we were prepared because like you see us even in the videos, like singing the songs, the chants with the flag, Beppe with the flag. I mean, we represented ourselves very, very well, and we were also very respectful towards them. And I think the players appreciated that because then when they came, right, like they were cool. despite how hot as balls it was with the practice, and they were sweating like crazy. Like, they came over, they spent some time with us, and we were respectful. They enjoyed it. Like it was, you know what I'm saying? Like we put them at ease. Like it wasn't like a mob of fans, like, groupie fans. Like we were respectful fans, proper fans, and they appreciated that and took time with us, and it was just awesome. Like the combination of everything just came together. The weather was perfect. Hot, but the weather was really good. Like, it just came together.
Honestly, what was great to see too is that there was a lot of people there just because it was Milan at the school. So hopefully that turns into like a few more Milan fans in the near future that maybe wouldn't have been necessarily on the radar. At least they're able to do that. But all right, so listen. You guys didn't get to go to the Puma store. I was there with Eric and Derek and a few other people, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But I want to talk about we're going to show a couple of pictures, but you guys will get into what your best moment is. All right, but Remo, we'll start with you, man. All right, so we'll go to the day that we were talking about. We'll start here. This is one photo you wanted to share because it has a lot of the guys in it just hanging out, BS. And why did you pick this particular photo?
Because I think this was actually before the team came out, so we were just kind of like hanging, but like the anticipation was growing, the excitement, and it was just like almost like a candid photo, but it's like we're just so ready to go. Like the energy was so high, so good. Like so it was just a moment. Like we're just there waiting for them to come out, and we're just geared up. So it was just I just thought it was like, and it just the background, you see the whole field, just like the day. It just captures the day. I feel pretty
definitely. Well. No, it's a great photo. It's just one of those like catching a moment, like I could see it in my eyes there. But all right, let's go to this one, man. Tell us a little bit. You got to again be kind of the buffer to the rest of the guys with these two guys. Let's talk about this experience.
Yeah, I got to intro them right when they came in. It was kind of cool too because I told them kind of the icebreaker. I said, perfect combination because one of my parents is from Busarcice, which is my dad, which is from where Gabia's from, and then my mom is from Trieste, which is where Pobega's from. So I'm like, perfect combo. So it was kind of a good icebreaker. But these guys were awesome, right? I really enjoyed this event because like they were really laid back, they were really chill, and we made them feel at ease. But it was like a great interaction. Like and they were honestly like they weren't eager to leave. Like they were just happy to hang out. Because at one point Peter was even like, "Oh, I'm gonna check with them and see if they want to go," and they're like, "No, we're good. We're just They were in no rush to leave. They were just happy to hang out with us. It was cool.
And when you see where they were going after, I would have been in a little rush to leave because they were on a cool rooftop somewhere else with the rest of their teammates.
Right.
Well, Pepe, you got a couple of memories from this one. Let me go to yours because I want to bring this up because you got a nice moment here. So just I know you brought. I don't even know if I've spoken about this yet, but I'm going to mention it again. But you brought two match-worn jerseys. One of them, the Kibutza, and Pobega's really spelled. But now you got it with a signature, man. I mean, let's just talk about this for a sec when them there.
So I had, because before when match-worn, it sells the jerseys, obviously. They're online for the shirts that get worn for the game. They've been doing it all year, and I got two of their shirts. So what's funny is of all the shirts that I've ever had, I always made the joke. I said nobody I smelled more than Pobega. Ironically, what happens? We get them to come in. So I say, you know what? Because now towards the second half of the year. Now that they sell the shirts, they started to sign them. Those two were from the, pretty much the beginning of the year, so I wanted to get a sign. So I said to myself, I want to give it to him, and I want to show everybody that it smells. I mean, it happened 10 months ago, so now when the smoke is gone also. I also aired it out for a while, but
I hope you wouldn't just left it in your closet, stinking as it was.
You know what?
You would have stuck the joint up.
What's ironic is the moment I said hi to him, like that, like whatever. I swear he was already drenched in sweat. So that means it's got to be a thing. Like Remo said, it's like a Triestino thing.
It is because I sweat like crazy, so I'm always drenched in football. Right? So paisano, right?
Paisano.
Oh man, I thought Gabia was really nice as well, man. He took a lot of time to talk. He got to do that video for Gio, which has me screaming at it. But just a great event. I mean, I know it was like told we're going to bring a couple of backups. But of all the backups, I think these two guys, again, I feel like, the stars, sometimes they have that puss on their face. The backups, they don't get that much love all the time. So when they get to be the ones to represent the club, I'm sure it helps for them, All right, let me go back to Remo here for a sec. Remo, all right, there's another one that you got to meet. This was after the Yankee game. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah, so shout out to Frank from Toronto and his daughter. So this is funny though, because obviously we saw them during the game before the Milan Man City game, saw them after, but then as you guys know, when we left Yankee Stadium, it was a shit show, right? Yeah. Like everybody kind of like got lost. Nobody, everybody trying to get home. So I got, I got on the 4 train with Alberto and Tommy, and I get down to Grand Central, and then I got to walk to 8th Avenue. So I'm walking across town, like by like Bryant Park, right by almost Times Square. And I'm like, I look and I see a cab stopping, opening, and like people with Milan jerseys. And I look in, I'm like, Frank, is that you? Like, Remo, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm going home. What are you doing? I'm getting to the hotel. So we just, I literally ran into them on the way home. And they just got back to their hotel, so we took a couple of shots. They were great because they came from Toronto for the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the furthest traveled, I'm sure, for the game. Yeah. So big ups to Frank and his family. All right, let's get to your last photo, right? And this one is your best moment from the tour. So let's talk about that.
100%. This is a money shot. I got to thank Julie, Franco's wife, for taking this one because the selfie I took wasn't as good. She took this. You can see I'm taking the selfie, but I mean, this is amazing because, like, I brought my mom. She had a great time, but she was eager to meet. She knows the players, right? She's like, "Oh, I want to meet Pulisic. Where's Pulisic?" Like, I'm pointing him out while they're, and then like he's coming. I'm like, "Oh, we gotta get a picture. We gotta get a picture." So I'm like, "Quick!" So it was just, I don't know, just like the money shot. I was just so happy that she had a good time, but like I was just so happy with this picture. It just captures like the whole essence of like that day. So yeah, big shout out for that. But
that's awesome. Yeah, I was very happy to meet your mom. It's like you said, now when you tell her you're going to be on the podcast with me, she knows who I am, which is, it's great. It's crazy. You guys have been together for so long. It's the first time, you obviously you've met Bepe's father, Franco's mom has come out and now a couple of events. So all right, let Bepe, let's talk because you got a lot of great photos, man. Yours, Remo, I don't think our photos can really we took photos in the stands. This motherfucker got photos from the field. I mean, let's just start here. All right, look at you. First of all, was he friendly? Was this an easy photo? Was he happy to take a photo? He didn't seem like
we had a conversation with him.
Nice.
So then, what's his name turned around. Peter said, "Why don't we take a photo of you three?" Because we were actually having a conversation.
That is awesome.
Just talking in general about, just things in general. Like we talked about the team a little bit, then we started talking about just, America and how he started speaking English because he spoke good English.
Yeah.
He said we went to an American school in Italy and just a bunch of different things. I wanted to like squeeze in like but honestly, why didn't you guys get Conte? But then I said, let me hold
I was going to say.
You even get
Mercato talk.
Oh, man. You know what would have been funny, man? Honestly, did he give any idea that he knew, or felt a way about being at Yankee Stadium with Milan?
No, but what we did was I kind of broke Peter's balls about, because we were talking about the Phillies and the Yankees.
Yeah,
so I told them, I was like, we're talking about baseball. Giorgio was next to us. He goes, he's a fan of the Phillies. Ironically, the last time we won the title in this very grass was against the Phillies in 2009.
Yeah.
So we're like, and he goes to him like, why you like the Phillies? Like Giorgio just goes to Peter, like, why are you a Phillies fan?
It is a little random, but
he told him the story. Yeah.
Right, he lived in Philadelphia, I believe. Yeah. All right, so obviously we showed that one. Now,
oh baby,
first you get Furlani. Now you upped everybody, and you got Ibra.
Minka.
Now this is just because I'd be honest with you, because it's me, not because a lot of people are just frying. Also, Peter and Giorgio were like, he's talking to Rizzo, he's talking to this person. I would just keep him be. So I said, no, don't worry about it. I said, I'll listen to you until a certain point, because the moment that I see that he's opened up, I could care less who he is. I'm going up to him. I got him 20 feet away.
You got it, man. You got to seize the moment. You got to.
Yeah,
There's
right.
actually a video of that somebody took. I think it was Luca took a video as like he's finishing talking to somebody, and I literally beeline him just right to him. No, like with no problems, this and that. So
He seemed friendly. He was easy.
he was all right. Yeah, I told him, like, we're from the Milan club. Oh, nice to meet you. Took a picture quickly. I didn't want to be too much. It was literally 5 to 10 words.
Probably the smart move. You got the photo. You got to say hello.
And I walked away. He smiled. Because knowing him, he could have just had a like.
Yeah, he could have been like, "Fuck, get out of here," you know. Exactly. Pika, who? Oh my God! Can we just say, how is it possible? There's nobody higher than Jerry at this point. You've gotten to the top. Was this a quick 1-2 photo?
I met him on the field, said hello. He had his kids with him though. So then what happens is when we had the credential, telling you right now, those credentials were very dangerous, because if we wanted to, me and Luca
you guys could have put your jerseys on.
If I didn't have my father in the stands, me and Luca could have taken those things. We could have gone into any lounge,
anywhere,
and everything for free. We could have gone into any suite, everything except for the locker rooms we had access to.
Wow.
So
unbelievable.
We were coming off the elevator with him. So I said to Jerry, as he's walking, it's like, Jerry, we're from the Milan Club New York. Oh, wow. It's like, you guys are doing, you guys are great, this and that. Like, can we take a picture? Of course. So we took a picture.
Wow.
And that was it. Because I said, you know what? I got him literally next to me. Why not? Just to put it as a memory. So
no, first of all, it's a great photo, man. You got the 3. If you would have got Moncada too, you would have had the
Moncada's was in Milan. That's why.
Okay. All right. Now you're going to the far end of the scale, right? Now you had all the upper management. Now you're going for the future. The future, man. I mean, why this particular picture? Because you got a lot of photos. I cropped your head out of a couple of them.
I wanted to see Pulisic, but I also wanted to see him, because I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just delusional, but I'm hoping that he becomes what he's supposed to become. Only because I'm a huge Milan fan, but I'm also very proud of my country. So I live and die with the national team, and I suffer a lot. I did suffer this summer. So somebody like that is not just important for for us as a Milan fan, but for Italians in general. So everybody's rooting for this kid, and I just hope that he gets. Plus, I even had to show him. I actually showed him the jersey that I have, which is the infamous debut match issue jersey. Yes, I showed it to him. I said, I know you have the game worn ones, but the ones that they made available, I got. So I made him sign it.
That is awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome. What a memory to have, man. I mean, this kid is 16, and Pepe, I know you're not going to get rid of it, but just. What if one day this kid becomes like the all-time goal scorer? That jersey sign could buy you a house on Long Island out at a Milan Club.
If that's the case, believe me, my wife will take it herself and sell it.
All right, Lucas saying even to if his pops wasn't at the game with him, he would have been eating steak and lobster.
I'm telling you, we would just walk through. It's like, oh my God, this is all free. This is all for us.
That's true. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so and obviously let's get to the last one. This one. Papa meeting Barese, getting to hang out the whole time, man. Just talk to us about this one.
So this is because just like 5 years ago, I was the bodyguard translator. I was the last line of defense. So James was there, stopping the line. The moment people got to the table to meet him, they had to go through me. So
he must have remembered you. He must have remembered you.
He
right?
did. He remembered us actually when we came in with our credentials in the lounge. Everybody goes through the same door in Yankee Stadium. So he came in. I said, "Hey, Franco." I was like, "Oh," it's like, "I know you guys from He remembered us from Milan Club."
Nice.
So when we came in, I started making people come in, whatever it was. So my father happened to be the first one in line. So this is when I tell him, this is my father. And that's how he's meeting. Like, that's literally the moment that my father got. Like that particular moment.
That's
when
awesome.
he actually got to meet him. So
That's amazing. I watched later, though, when your father asked him to sign his arm.
yeah, because my father's a fucking psychopath. That's why. My father. So my father, I told my father, I was like, you know, you're gonna get that tattoo. So I don't know if you ever washed his arm, but if you ever did, I don't think you got his tattoo, but he didn't leave his sight, which is what I did 5 years ago. I watched the game with him just on that little TV over there instead of being over here, and it was just for surreal for him because we were talking. Because it wasn't that we weren't even bothering him. We would be watching TV. See, that's the moment that, like, I watched him, and I see him like as he's seeing one of his heroes, literally, what is it, 4 or 5 feet away? So it was great because for him to always tell me, Colombo, Costa Curta, Tassotti, Donadoni, Rijkaard. I used to know it on the loop, but it's like to him, for me to make me one of those people, it was just amazing. And you know what? Massaro was, people that don't know, Massaro was originally supposed to be the one coming.
Yes.
But because he was sick, he couldn't make it. He didn't fly out, and rightfully so. Daniele, I love you, but I'm happy that it happened the way it happened because I got the second crack. Because 5 years ago, my father didn't come. So I always felt it right here. I couldn't digest that. I said, motherfucker. I wish my father would have met him. And it happened. You don't understand. I kind of, once we found out Masato got COVID, I was like, I cheered a little more than I needed to. I wanted both of them to come, but,
Oh, man. That is great. No, I get to that, especially, I got something similar. Like, my father was such on a high just because it was Paredes. Like, when I told him, Masato's not going to be there, but Paredes is coming instead, he was like, Paredes? He got really excited. Yeah. So I was like, I feel what you're saying, man. And it's great to see your dad and, providing him with your Milan love the way he has it and being able to see the joy in his face. That's also great.
I found years because of him.
Shout out to Franco, gave a great intro.
Absolutely.
So that was awesome.
Yeah, Franco did a great job. Always, as usual, Faz. All right, so let me move on. I mean, great things, great memories. But I want to just go back to the training ground. There's Franco with the Pulisic and all the other couple of flags in the background. It was such a great day. Here's a pretty big group shot of everybody. This is like not even everybody. This is like a quarter of everybody that came from the club. But shout out to Thiago. He got a good picture with Ibra. I didn't even know Ibra was there. He got it as he was walking to the field. And then Frankie with Chow. I have a little sporadic couple of people. I want to give everybody a chance with a different photo. Nico here with Kalulu. James with Zaroli. This is the one guy I didn't get the photo with like an idiot. And he was like the second person. I know you did, Pepe, but I wanted one because Gio loves Zaroli. So I wanted to send it to him. And I was like, fuck. I had him sign something and he just kind of kept moving. But I got Leao in a nice photo here. I think this photo made its rounds. I don't know if just in the club post or even Milan. This is a professional one. This is Matteo meeting, what do you call it? Fonseca here. Great clip. I'm there in the background. You always see my fat ass somewhere in the background. Beautiful shot of Franco and his family. And I mean, a great picture. This one was spread all over. Good for Franco. This one, Laura said, I just thought it was funny because it's a little provocative, but it's a funny picture of Pulisic signing her jersey. That's the only thing he's doing. And Foz, of course, with Pulisic. Do I have any others? James with the layout. I mean, this was the vibe. I had to post one of me and Kabada as well. And then, all right, we'll get here now. Now we move on to the Puma event. Big ups. There's Baresi again. Baresi, first of all, with these glasses, the gear he's wearing, he just looked like a young man. Then he found a couple of baseball hats. He was rocking it backwards. He just looked. And of course, Mikey was on cloud nine. He was doing a great job DJing for the event. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at these photos.
It's a great shot.
Great shot of Musa coming in and Mikey shaking his hand. I mean, Musa's giving him the face like, what's going on with this guy? I like that one. And then me and Derek took a little photo op with Mikey at the end. But I got to get to this one because this one, we got to give Eric a lot of love here, man. Eric, and of course Derek as well, but Eric was the one that really, like, went up to Pulisic, gave him the things, told him, like, how much the club is behind them as Americans and how much we're rooting for them. And I mean, just came off really, really, really good in regards of representing the club. And the photo just came out great. And big ups to Robin of the Puma store because she was definitely our in. If we were standing and actually had to wait in line, we would have been in the rain like jerk-offs. But we didn't. It was great. But all in all, I know a lot of people are tired, particularly from the long-ass day that we had. We were, you guys were there. Bebe, what time did you get there? Like 7:30?
No, 8:20.
8, okay. Eric, I know he was there early. I would have been there 8:30, but I stopped off, so I got there at 9. Remo, you came in last minute because you had a lot of stuff going on. But overall, let's move on now to the game because I thought all the festivities, all the things that we got to do were just great. But we got some meat from yesterday, and we've been chatting for almost 40 minutes already. Let's get to the actual football we got to see. Now, yesterday, it started really well. We saw exactly, at least for me, what I was always kind of yelling at once we got Chukwueze back last season. Let's get Pulisic, Leao, and Chukwueze all playing together behind the striker, and let's see how dynamic all three of these guys can be together. And within the first 15 minutes, we saw it pretty clear as day. Let's kind of talk about them, and we'll start with you, Remo. From what you saw yesterday, Jovic scoring 10 minutes in, great assist by Pulisic, and then Pulisic's goal in the 15-minute assist by Leao.
Yeah, no, amazing. I mean, the build-up on the first play, excellent, right? I mean, exactly what Fonseca wants, building out of the back, quick passing on the wings, like exactly what he's looking for. Nice assist from Pulisic to Jovic. Then the second goal, again, that, Leao with the, back to Pulisic, overlap, that shot, the angle that he took that shot, unbelievable. But we're very dynamic going forward. Like, and if this is what Fonseca wants to do with the, how he wants to line up the guys, I'm with him. It makes sense. I think the problems are elsewhere, but we'll talk about it later. But going forward, once Morata is integrated into this, if this is the way he's going to do it, Pulisic behind Morata, and then Chukwueze on the right, Leao on the left, I don't know. I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we shouldn't be necessarily out of games anymore if we have this really dynamic attack that we believe can always get us on the board when we need. But, Pepe, what did you think about at least the first 15 minutes of the game yesterday?
I mean, it's cool. They see them. I'm like, I even wrote it on the group chat. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So why we're beating Manchester City, Real Madrid? It's like, so this means we're going to lose to Avellino and Coppa Italia? Like, I don't understand. It's like, is this what's gonna happen? It's like we're setting up so high, but the one thing that worries me a little bit, if I could say, is yes, you're gonna score. You gotta score because the defense is that bad. I mean, we don't have Theo back yet. We have to see Pavlovic. Hopefully, Emerson Royalka. I mean, there's gonna be things that are gonna happen, but you do have to score one goal more. Like you have to score 5 goals just to make sure you win 5-4. They got to fix that defense.
It's like Zeman. It's like Zeman culture.
Zemanlandia.
But you got to win 5-4. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, the defense is kind of not want to say a mess. It's the same issues we've seen since last year. I mean, now Fonseca tried Salamakers on the right. That's not going to work. I mean, look, we also lost Florenzi, which he's not a starter, but he's kind of for depth. I think there's one thing I don't, in the second half, we saw kind of the gaps on defense again. Chow looks like he's smoking dope. I don't know what's going on with him. But one thing I don't, and here's the thing, I hope Pavlovic, brings that balance. No, because, Chow, look, and here, I'm going to do my shameless Pioli plug. When Pioli used to not play Chow, and people were like, Pioli is a crazy bastard. Chow doesn't play. Okay, now you saw him the last 12 months. He's not he's still young. He's got to develop, but he's still had a lot of gaps in his game. And I don't know. He can't be the starter. I'm thinking it's going to be Tomori Pavlovic eventually because maybe that gives the balance, like like Stam Nesta, where you had the elegant defender and like the battering ram defender. So if Pavlovic is Stam and like Tomori is Nesta or whatever, maybe that'll work. Like, but right now it's the combination of the backs is not working.
Yeah, it's not working.
But
I would agree.
By the way, if anybody from Newcastle is watching this, Remo doesn't know what he's talking about. 40 million, we'll give him to you. Okay? Remo, you can't tell him he sucks, okay?
It's definitely, listen, he's not 100%.
He used to be good. So it's not like the guy just disappeared.
Yeah. No, he's taken a dip, and it's not necessarily just like, oh, well, what do you expect? Chow's playing with the fifth back, it's him and Kier of last year. It's not the case. It's always he is seemingly the worst center back of the two every game he seems to play, and that's not necessarily a good trend. And the ridiculous fouls that he was giving up, the red card against Juve, like he was making stupid decisions and looking like he was getting beaten alive. Now, again, Salamakis, he's the one that really fucks up, gives the ball away, and easily within half a foot, you give a space to Lewandowski, a player, maybe arguably a top 3 or 5 player in the world. The guy's going to put it away. It's the type of striker that he is. Now we gave up 2 to Lewandowski, but I want to at least, before I know the game kind of gets away after you get past the first 15 minutes, but there is something to be said about the backup goalkeeper because he really raised his level. I thought he played well. He made 2 clear saves in the penalty kicks, which helped us get the win. And he made like 2 or 3 fantastic saves during the game to keep us in it. Otherwise, he would have ran away with it. But yeah, Torriani, let's kind of talk. Would you consider, Beppe, that this guy should be the number 2 behind Mike if Sportiello is hurt? Or do you think he's young, it's preseason?
I think he should go and play in Milan Futuro. He should go to Serie C because Serie C is tough, man. Serie C, you make your bones, like we say in Italy, ti fa le ossa. Because if you just staying on the bench, it's nice because you get to see, you get to be on the first team, you get to, get yourself. But I mean, although I was gonna say, what are you gonna do? You're gonna move out of the bench, you're probably never going to get spot. But knowing Mike
that's how I was going to say.
Mike is good for Mike is good for 2 months of being out anyway.
No, until the first international break.
Yeah.
I read a rumor, and I hope it's a rumor that we were looking at Rui Patricio as a backup. I don't know if that's true, but
all the Portuguese people because it's
maybe because he's Portuguese. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think he's a viable second option, but I mean, Sportiello is going to come back eventually after, I don't want to know what he was doing in his hotel room. I don't want to know about that, but I don't know, you rip a tendon like in their hotel, but okay. And they're in their
alone.
Yeah. So enough said. But yeah, he's going to come back obviously eventually. But yeah, I don't know. Torriani, but I'm kind of with Beppe. Like, let the kid play in like a, Serie C. I don't know. Yeah.
You have an opportunity now with this new team for these players to get a chance to play outside of the Primavera. You're playing with actual professionals. Yeah. And again, it's Liberali is another one. You see what happens when you actually, if you try these kids, this is exactly what's wrong with us in Italy. Like we see them right now, we're only praising them because they're good. We should always have to make them play. Liberali did great. Marconasti scored the game winner against City at the Yankee Stadium. Then you have obviously Zeroli and Camarda. They joined afterwards, but they were having great under-17 tournaments, under-19 tournaments.
Yeah.
You just got to throw them out there. But unfortunately, like I said, because you have the Milan Futuro, I think you should give a year of, especially for the goalie. Camarda, I don't know what he wants to do because you could always call them in mid-season. All depends what happens. So
I think he probably starts down there, and then comes up mid-season because for 16 years old, especially if he's going to play behind Morata and Jovic, how much game time is he really going to get? And for him, the more time he plays, the better, right? But all right, so let's move on from the game. 3-3, bitches, for winning the Champions League this year. All right, so let's talk just Fonseca so far. Overall style of play. Overall state of play. I don't even know what the fuck I'm writing anymore. But what are your thoughts, Remo? Let's start with you, man. For what you've seen, do you like it? Are we in the right direction? Do we think we can forget about all the other options, Conte and such?
No, I mean, we even have the chant, right? Like, "Qui se frega, Paulo Fonseca." Like, we got to be behind. We got to be behind Fonseca at this point. And I think look. We even saw practice, right? We saw how intense the practices are.
Yeah.
How he's working these guys hard, like, and short ball drills, like, short distance passing, quick passing, and we see that in the games. I think you see the evidence of already his impronta, like his imprint on the team. Is kind of evident. You can in the style, right? You're seeing a difference, and it's pretty exciting to watch. The problem, so that's why I said going forward, we actually look pretty darn good. I think the problem is going to be that the defesa and then like those mediani in front of the defense, holding on, keeping the midfield tight. So I think but you can definitely see what he's trying to do, and I think it's gonna it's definitely like gonna. It's promising. Let me put it that way. But you can see what he's trying to do.
I agree. Beppe, for what you've seen these past 3 games, man, tell me your thoughts on Fonseca right now.
It was fun to see. It was fun because you know how it is. When you win games like this, they go like, amichevole. But if you lose them, believe me, you're gonna get like
alarm bells
for fans. Oh, you see, look, the schmuck just came in. Look. Dove cazzo vogliamo andare? Where do we want to go with this team? So it's good that they won for moral, whatever. But I'm putting zero stock in this. I'm happy because we got to witness them. But like, I'm not assuming, okay, we beat literally some of the 3 best teams in the world. We're going to kill it.
No,
Inter
of course
lost today to Ali Ittihad, whoever they lost to. So what happened now? Inter became that they suck. I saw a meme. It said Milan when they play meaningless games in 2024, and they had a picture of the Istanbul team, which is one of the best teams Ancelotti had. So it's obviously this banter. I want to see. Let's put it this way: by Halloween, I'll give my judgment on Fonseca. It's too early.
That's true. Most people say 10 games. That's a
no. I bet I agree with that. But wouldn't you say that even in 3 games, you see his mark on the team? I mean, what he's trying to do. Like, you see what he's trying to do.
You see a difference. But again, we go back to what I just said. We got to win 5-4. We got to score 5 goals to win.
Yeah.
They got to fix that. That's another thing. We don't have everybody there. I want to see the team with Morata inserted. Hopefully another striker. I want to see. For now, I like the things I'm seeing, except for the defense. I'm a little worried. But then everybody comes back. Reinders coming back.
Yeah.
You're going to see Pavlovic. You're going to see Theo. Mike should be there. So let's see. Fofana, maybe.
Yeah. That's the thing. Loftus-Cheek is going to have an important role because if he's going to put Fonseca's going to put Pulisic behind Morata, Loftus-Cheek is going to be mediana retrato, right? He's going to be further back. But then he can still do box to box. But that coverage, having that coverage. I mean, I don't know. Look, Fofana, I don't know a whole lot about this guy. I don't even know. Is he really the right guy we should be going after? I don't know, because they keep talking about Fofana. We need a type of defensive midfielder, but is he the right guy? I don't know. They keep going after him, but I'm not sure. I don't know.
The problem is we have a list of people that we want. They don't go after them. So it's all we're just getting excited about whoever the
And let's be super clear, right? Let's be super clear about the Mercato. Last year they bought 6, 7, 8 guys. And this year, like, this is the Mercato it's almost
the 2
over,
guys.
right? Yeah, that's it. That's the Mercato. That's going to be the Mercato this year. And, like it or hate it, I know, say Jerry no spend. I get it. But, like, that's sort of that they had the team put in place last year. They're going to make 2 or 3 changes, and that's it. But
the only thing that would worry me is some would say they haven't addressed. I don't know. I guess with Giroud leaving, you've addressed it with Morata. But the idea is that it's very obvious that they need that defensive midfielder. Somebody in this double pivot that even Pioli wanted to play. One of them needs to be the guy in the middle, breaking everything up, giving cover to the 2 center backs. Maybe that strengthens the center back play. I don't know. But let's listen. I got one question. I don't want to miss it because Ahmed sent it. Let's get to it. Okay. So he said, after having unprecedented access to the team over the last few weeks, like watching them train, going to the games, does it change anything in regards to optimism on the upcoming season? And do you feel we're ready to challenge for the Scudetto again? So, Remo, we start with you, man.
I mean, that's a great question, actually. I mean, I think we saw firsthand some the enthusiasm, the new coach coming in, and based on I chatted with Peter on the side, like the team is excited about the new coach. They're following the new coach. They want to try to implement what he's doing. I think there is an excitement, about the new ideas, like willingness to accept the new ideas, right? That the new coaches bring in, working hard in practice. I mean, look, you could tell they were working their asses off and training hard. Like I have the same concern I've had for the last 2-3 years, which is the depth. I feel like our starting 11, if healthy, is pretty competitive, or has been in the last 2-3 years. The depth is continues to be an issue. I don't think they're doing Mercato thinking they're always doing Mercato thinking best case scenario, these guys aren't going to get hurt. Like even Colombo, he got a great first amichevole, and now he's going to Empoli. I get it, he's going to play more, but I mean maybe he was a good backup striker. Did we have to loan him out? I don't know. We still don't have the depth. You lose one or two guys in the starting lineup, it's something della merda. That's what I worry about more so than because when we're healthy, I think we're very competitive. But we just, we had 25 injuries last year. I mean, show me if that doesn't happen again, then maybe I'll stop bitching about.
Well, according to Gio, now that we got Pioli and his medical team out of there, hopefully we should be a little better. I don't know if that's going to be 100%. Fucci Sifunian saying the CDM is the new right wing. We didn't have one for a long time. We use subpar. Now we're just going to throw people in this position and expect them to adapt and hope it so we don't spend money. I don't know, Beppe, what's your opinion, man, about in regards to do you feel more positive? What are your thoughts over the last couple days seeing them live and everything else?
I still think we start with Inter ahead of everybody. You can't deny it. Inter's on a different level by far. He's talking about that. That's what Rimo's talking about. Who has more depth than them? Anybody they put, any schmuck they put, it seems like it works out. Mkhitaryan, Arnautovic, anybody they get, it seems to work out.
How much did they spend on Fratese, and he sat on their bench most of the year?
But they spent, and which now the rumor is Fratese for Chiesa. But whatever it is, don't manage to get a Chiesa out of it, if anything. But because Morata, that's when you have somebody that's smart. I mean, I don't know what we're doing, but we need two people's not gonna cut it. I understand the Mercato is what it is, but you can't tell me, you can't justify Mercato being only 2 signings. You got to get another striker, you got to get another defender, and you got to maybe you get some Arzic, maybe you do get Fofana, you get Emerson Royal, whatever it is. I think you got to do more, and hopefully they're gonna
the royal with cheese, baby.
Yeah.
Do we feel this guy should be playing over Calabria and will be an upgrade?
To be fair, you could have Mikey Darwish play over Calabria.
Oh my God, DJ Mikey! Oh
DJ
God,
Mikey. And I love Calabria was very nice, but Calabria. Listen, if we could find a way to get Abram for Calabria, I'll do it. Abram for Okafor, Roma. It's not happening.
There's a rumor.
I hear rumors about Okafor for Abram.
Yeah, they were saying Okafor and Calabria. No way.
If you want to get Calabria for it, here you go.
Calabria, we're going into a Romagnoli situation because we're going into a situation where it's very possible that the captain is going to be a bench player.
Yeah.
Right? No, and they even I saw something that said if that happens, Teo Hernandez is going to be the on-field captain. So in other words, think about that. Calabria, he doesn't have a guaranteed spot, and he shouldn't. Because I love the guy, nice guy, but same reason that Beppe just said. I hope Luca's listening because I know he agrees. But you mentioned the captain, then that was it's the same as when Romagnoli was on the bench, and then he wasn't. He was the captain in name, right? But not like he wasn't playing. So the only thing he did that year was lift the Scudetto trophy, basically. But that's going to be this. But who the hell's going to come in? This Emerson Royale is going to replace him. I mean, come on, like that doesn't seem like a solution. But again, who's behind it? Like we just don't have any depth at these positions. Like we have so many competitions: Coppa Italia, Serie A, Champions. Now Champions League has 2 extra games. Supercoppa has 2 extra games. Like, do they understand? Like, you got to carry a deep ass roster. Like, I don't know. That seems to be the same conversation.
Right.
3 years,
right.
3-4 years, it's the same conversation.
Exactly, it's right, because you never know. Now that the competition is bigger, like you said, it's going to be more games. But like, if you're Milan,
it's the salary. Yeah. That's what it is. That's
but
why
if
you're not
Milan and
bringing
you're a
in
Milan
higher backups.
and you're used to signings, like a team like Milan, like Milan should have gone after a Calafiori, a Buongiorno.
Alvarez.
We're Milan. We're not Lazio. We get players like that. Now again, everybody shitted on Pulisic. Say, no, you got a has-been. He wound up working out. He just said Romagnoli went to Lazio, did pretty good. Oh, we regretted it. Same thing with Bonaventura. Some people, I was one of the first one. I repeat this a million times about Pirlo. I thought Pirlo was done too. When Pirlo left, I said, goodbye, it is what it is. Never did we think he was going to do what he did at Juve. But again, like I always tell Remo, and Remo always repeats it. Different place,
different outcome.
So I don't know if Pulisic would have done that same thing anywhere else. Maybe he would have been a bum anywhere else. He came in, it was revived. Maybe Emerson Royal becomes good at Milan. Maybe Pavlovic is the second coming of Stam. We don't know. We're gonna see. Maybe Morata goes back and becomes what all the number 9s, even though it's number 7, all the number 9s like Mandzukic, Torres, all these number 9s that came in through Higuain and did nothing for Milan. Maybe Giroud was Giroud. Yeah, forget it. We can't afford Calafiori. We're gonna get Osimhen.
That's true. Or Buongiorno.
Or Buongiorno, actually.
I mean, isn't it sad that it seemed to be like we were gonna, maybe not necessarily Calafiori, but we were supposedly looking at Buongiorno. Now, I don't want to, disregard Pavlovic because he actually signed. So let's give him some love. He should. I seem to have been getting a little scuffle with a couple of different channels in regards to, do we believe that this guy is either number 1 or 2 center back immediately?
I mean, look at what we have right now. So it's either Tomori Gabbia or Tomori Ciao, which was our last year's pair, and we were 10th in Serie A in goals against. Second in the league by 20 points behind Inter. 10th in goals against. Like, I don't think Tomori Ciao is going to work again. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be working. Like, unless Ciao is still, maybe because he's high all the time. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. Like,
about his connect. Don't spill the beans. Don't spill the beans.
This picture, I hope this guy eats Lautaro's fucking lunch, man. Like, this guy, I hope this guy goes in the derby, fucking rips somebody's head off. And that's what we need. But I don't know. To your point, Fabio, I don't know if the quality, and we don't know yet. We'll have to see. We saw him with Salzburg. Is he good enough? Okay. But I think it's a good buy for what they paid. But here's the problem though. Also, net is 0 because we lost Simic. So you get 1 center back. Now you lost another one because of weird circumstances. I don't want to go into that. So we're still at net 0. So we lost Kier. So we're down 1. So we're still not where we need to be from a roster perspective. You know what I'm saying? We bought a guy and we're down 2 guys.
It's an addition by subtraction.
Yeah. Più uno meno due.
Yeah. So exactly. Even worse. Exactly.
So I'm it may work out, but then we just don't have we're not accounting for the long season. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. So in that respect. But I hope this guy works out. He looks mean as fuck, and I hope he kills somebody on the field in the derby.
That's right. All right, but a lot of people believe that this guy is supposedly he wants Milan. This is why the deal hasn't been moved away from us, because honestly, a lot of people get upset because Milan will lowball offers. Yeah. The team comes at, we want at least 20 to talk. Milan comes at 12. Like, they half him right away. So, I don't know. Do we think this player, if not him, another person, do we think it's actually going to happen? I know we were just saying that we think maybe this Mercato's two people only. But it seems like if you don't identify that midfield spot, and of course, they still maybe will sell Adley. They might get rid of Pobega. Who knows? But then you have to bring other people to fill in. But what's the percentage, Pepe? We'll start with you. Percentage-wise, do we think this is going to happen?
You ever watch, just speaking of, it's related. So
Okay.
Hear me out. You ever watch Porn Stars? The show, The Porn. The
Okay. We really have to stress.
I thought you said something else.
Yeah, because that's how Sporty Yellow got hurt. All right.
P-A-W-N, not porn. Porn.
Yes. With the
you ever see when it goes, something gets, you get the appraiser.
The best I can do is
you could sell this for $20,000. Best I could do is $600.
Yeah.
That's Milan. That's exactly Milan.
That's true.
It's like with Zirkzee. You just said, for Fana likes Milan. Well, once only Milan. So did Zirkzee. What happened? They let a guy like that go because of a commission. So, again, that's another thing that's frustrating because maybe Zirkzee, now watch, he's going to suck at Manchester United and they're going to say, you see, we dodged the bullet. And again, maybe he would have been good at Milan. But you got to get players like this and you got to close them fast. Sometimes you got to bite that bullet. You can't keep fighting over 2 million, 4 million.
Yeah.
Isn't it annoying that every time we go for a player, it seems to always be a drawn out process? Lately, it doesn't seem 1, 2, 3. And, with the exception of Morata, who, he made up his mind as soon as the Euro was over. But
and then
you
eventually
think
you lose them.
Theo, Giroud, Mignon would be telling this guy, let's go, get them to close the deal. Like, maybe that's what they're hoping. Maybe they're going to just try to write it out. They know Fofana wants to come to Milan. Otherwise, they're going to jeopardize basically having to keep him, Monaco, or, and maybe he pushes and says, I don't want to go to Manchester United. I don't know, honestly, to Manchester United. I don't know why anybody wants to go over there right now. They're a dumpster fire themselves. Yeah. They're not playing Champions League football. So, honestly, you won the FA Cup. Go jerk off, all right? What do you want me to do?
To be honest, don't shit. And I am no soft spot, no allegiance to Manchester United. But Manchester United is no different than what we were up until 3-4 years ago. Glorious club, fall from grace, had a great coach. That as soon as he left, it was never the same. It's kind of like the parallels are the same.
The stadium's falling apart.
Yeah, there's a lot of
right. When you say it like that, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry, Terry. My friend Terry.
The red and black Devils.
That's true. You know what? I'm sour. I don't like that they keep trying to poach our guys. All right, we already have to deal with the stupid snakes doing it on players, but whatever. I mean, again,
Chelsea feels the same way about us. You keep taking
Chelsea is, first of all, they're having yard sales every year. It's not our fault, all right? We're not making them buy Enzo Fernandez for $90 million and all this other crazy stuff. We're just happy to help when they want to get rid of a couple of players. But all in all, that's really only the transfer news, unfortunately, that we're getting right now. We wish it would be a little more. But let's look to the road ahead, all right? Because we do have some serious games now coming. Now, how much are they taking the Berlusconi Trophy? I don't know how serious they're taking it, but it is the next game, and it's going to be on Tuesday coming up. You think we see majority of what would be the starting 11 for this particular game? Do they take it seriously?
I mean, probably. I think at least for an hour, you should see probably close to the starting lineup, right? Because the next week is Campionato. Like, not even the next week, the few days later. So at least 1.5.
We're already playing twice a week, so that's great.
Look, if they win the trophy or whatever, but like at least I think 45 minutes, you should see theoretically close to the starting lineup, like that's going to play on the 17th, right? Because there's a game 4 days later. So, but they're not 100% up to speed in terms of
that game is the dress rehearsal.
Dress rehearsal. Correct.
That's a good way of putting it. What's your prediction on the score, though, Beppe? What do you got for Monza?
Well, last year
Milan?
it finished 1-1, and we won in
Yeah,
penalties. Right?
I think it's.
yeah.
I think so.
I think you know what? We're gonna lose that game, only because
Nesta's first day as a coach, right?
I can so see the headlines. We beat Manchester City, we beat Real Madrid, we beat Barcelona, and of course now we lose to Monza a week before the season starts. Morata comes in, does nothing. Oh my God, what's gonna happen? The suspension, all these things in the head. What's happening to me? Because you know the news that they're very like that.
They gotta sell the drama, baby. They gotta sell the drama.
Milan in crazy.
Well, Morata's
right.
coming tomorrow. He's coming in. He's getting. I saw an article. He's coming into Linate tomorrow. So Morata is gonna be the latest to join the group finally.
All right. Well, Remo, what's your prediction on Monza?
I'll say 1-1 and we lose at penalties. How's that?
Yeah, you guys want to go back. We don't lose no more. Fonseca ball is only victories. I'm going 3-1. We trounce them.
Okay.
We look good. We get
All
the
right.
victory. All right. Get used to winning, people. All right. And then next Saturday, the home opener, the 17th. I'm extremely excited. Now, Torino's been a bit of a pain in the ass for us. They always are a hard team, but what's prediction-wise? What are you expecting? Starting 11, let's go through this. Beppe, who's your starting 11? If hopefully everybody's available, no bullshit happens in the next week. Starting 11, give it to us. Who you got?
I think obviously will be Mike, Theo, Tomori, Pavlovic. I think he'll play. Unless Emerson Loyal comes in, I still think Calabria is going to be there.
Who's your midfielders?
Loftus S. Cheek. He'll be in. Reinders.
All right.
And then we're going to see this. Hopefully, he continues with it. It's going to be Pulisic, Chuku, Leao. And then I'm guessing Morata up front.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jovic is the hot hand. Give him a chance, right? That's what we were saying.
Morata's going to start.
Jovic is bipolar, too.
The only thing I agree everything Beppe said. I actually think in the first game he's going to start Tomori Gabbia. That's my
Oh yeah.
But based on last year's performances, I think he's going to go with Tomori Gabbia as the Pavlovic eventually I think will be the starter, but I think for the first 1 or 2 games, it's going to be Tomori Gabbia. That's my thought, but the rest I agree 100% with what you said. I mean, I think it's spot on. Maybe Benacer somewhere in there at some point, but yeah.
I don't know if he was because at the training he was by himself. He was doing lavoro differenziato. He was, so I don't know if he's hurt, if he's nursing an injury. I don't know what the issue is. But
he got some quality time yesterday, and he was fiery out there. So I don't know if I felt the same way. Maybe he was just a little under the weather, and they just decided let's keep him separate from everybody else. But he got in on the game yesterday, and he looked like he was playing pretty hard. So I would just say I'd probably, if Benacer is healthy, I'm going Benacer, Reinders as my 2 midfield. I don't necessarily love Loftus-Cheek in that double pivot role. I just don't think that's a good natural position for him. It's going to take him a while to try to adapt to that and play the style, but I think he's better in that double pivot if the other guy is ultra defensive and he can kind of push. I think the same thing with Musa. They can play kind of the same way. Reinders, but again, how many other guys do you have for one spot? You have 3, 4, 5 midfielders and nobody really to play the defensive spot yet. So we'll see who they pick up. But honestly, I'm praying that they do something, but I feel like it's not going to happen till the end of the month. So we're going to have to go with, whoever's going to be the Krunic of this year before we get rid of them. But I feel hopeful. I say 2-1. That's going to be what I think the opener is. What do you guys think? Do you think Torino, we can put the right step forward? I know it's far away because it's, but it's really not. This is like 9 days away, and it's going to be here, and the season's on. But what do you feel, Beppe? Do you think we're going to get the dub to start with, or no?
I think at home with the home crowd, everybody excited. I think we'll win. I think we'll beat Torino, but it's not going to be easy.
No, it never is. It never is.
No.
But Remo, you feel positive for the first game? You think we could take it to Torino?
Yeah, we should take it. 2-0, 2-1, 2-1. I think is realistic. But yeah, I mean, for the first game, let's get off to that fast start at home, because then we have 2 away games, mind you. We
Yeah.
have 2 away games after that. We have Parma and Lazio. So if we can get the W the first game in front of, like Beppe said, in front of the home fans on Cedar, I think it'll be good energy. Yeah, we should be able to beat. It's not gonna be an easy game, but we just gotta be tight at the back, man. No bullshit mistakes. We make too many mistakes in the back. Going forward, we're gonna be explosive, but it's that coverage in the back that's
I agree.
Tight, yeah.
I agree, man. Hopefully, everything goes positive and smooth like the past 2 weeks have been here for us, guys. Let's go our parting shot so we can close the show. Remo, I'm going to start with you because the opener. Where are you going to be the opener, my man?
Football Factory, front door. Welcome. I'll be there, baby. I'll try to be there early, actually, for once, since I'm usually not early. But especially first game of the season, the jitters. Gotta get a few in me just to relax and get comfortable. But I'm hoping to see a lot of folks, and also a lot of out of towners. Maybe tourists. You never know. August. There's a lot of times we get a lot of Italian tourists for the first match for this middle of August. So I'm looking for it. But yeah, I'll be parked at the factory. So come on down if you guys are around. First game of the season. Forza Milan. Andiamo.
It's impossible to miss Remo or not to hear him. So, and don't try to bring chants and shit if you got to read them off your phone, because Remo will smell you out and tell you, wait until I start. Don't make yourself look like an idiot. Beppe, what's your parting shot, man? Just any last thoughts before we close this out?
Let's hope we have a good season. And I don't know. I'm curious to know what, I'm excited and I'm anxious to see what this new coach is going to bring to the table. I would love to win the Scudetto this year. I just find it very hard to believe it. I need more. I want to see what happens at the end of the month. That's also another thing that sucks about this. The season starts, and then almost a half a month later, the Mercato ends. It's so something's gotta end. Either the Mercato ends when right before the season starts, the day the midnight of the day before the first game, or I don't know, because I feel like the first 3 games are always just glorified friendly.
Still friendly, right? That's still that they haven't loosened up,
Yeah, because you're always waiting for people. You don't know if this person is there. We literally saw Colombo scored
2 goals, and then they shipped them out the next day. What the fuck?
And that happens during the season too. I've seen players have a great game, and and I said it as a joke to people in the stands. It's wow, watch Colombo's stock just went up. He's gonna go the next day. I didn't think he was really gonna go the next day. I thought in a week, and then there he went. So I wish, but I'm hopeful for this season. But I'll be at work until after Labor Day. After Labor Day, then I'll make my way to the Football Factory. Probably the game there's a game before the Derby that I said I was going to be at. The week before the Derby. That's probably going to be my first game at the Football Factory. But for now, my work is crazy until Labor Day. Once my season is over, once the summer is over, then I start coming down and.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Who are you keeping your eye on? And you know what I mean by that. Who of the first or second game are you going to be keeping your eye on to see if you can pick up their shirt? Who do you want starting off? Do you have a Chukwueze in your sight? Do you have I don't know, maybe a Popovich or Morata?
Well, I have Chukwueze already. I always like to get different players. Unless it's no. I always like to get different players only because I like to
Fonseca's underwear. I gotta get.
No,
all right. So you're looking at Morata. Okay.
Morata's known to wear long sleeves. Now, I've seen him. Nobody wears long sleeves now. They wear the long compression. But I think he's been wearing long sleeves, period. And they recently, over the last 4 years, they brought back long sleeves. And I think Milan has long sleeves too. So, but they don't sell the player versions in
the store.
So that would be something I like something that nobody could get.
Okay. You want the exclusive merch?
Yes, I would like to see if I could get a Morata, worn. Hopefully, problem is gonna have to be on a game that he sucked, because if it's a game that he scored, like you want to laugh, I can make an example. This is something that's just sick. It doesn't really happen. So do you know that shirt from Haaland from the Yankee Stadium game, it's up for sale like everything else. It's that and the Immobile shirt from the game that he just won, the Super Cup.
From
he scored a brace for Besiktas.
Yeah.
Those two shirts were like going for like $8,300 each.
Oh my God!
That doesn't happen as much for Milan at all.
No, but crazy. A layout gets close to 1,000.
I've seen 4,000, sometimes 5,000. But I'm like, these fucking Turks are crazy motherfuckers. 83 for Immobile because he scored a brace with that shirt.
Yeah, I saw a really nice goal.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I've heard. I was like, of course, Immobile leaves again. Look, see, on Lazio he wasn't doing nothing. He went to Turkey, and now he's reborn. But.
Well, look, some people Dan is saying Maldini scoring the game winner against us, and Monza.
That's true.
Steve is saying the same thing. Golden Mount. Oh my God!
Well, Remo said that Colombo's gonna score. Is definitely scoring against us at Empoli.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, all right, guys. So let me get my parting shot in. First, big ups to all you guys, especially Franco. You guys did a great job coordinating everything you guys do for the club. Eric, Derek, James, Vito, everybody. You guys do amazing work, and it was just an honor to be a part of it. But I had to give this a shout out because if you haven't already, you have to subscribe to the Instagram of the club in New York. It's just amazing. You guys hit 10,000. All right, it's just monumental. It's even higher now. I think it's 10.1 or 10.2 already. So if you haven't, go follow the rest of the clubs too in North America. Give love to everybody because it's awesome. And again, you guys, you know how much I love you two and Franco and everybody else in the club. But it's just the environment that these clubs get to bring to people who feel alone when you're sitting home by yourself. It's great that you can turn on Paramount Plus and watch in HD. You don't have to watch in RAI, and God forbid you want to watch the whole game. You don't have to, you have to watch lots of. Hey! What happened? Oh, Milan scored. You know what I mean? It's so many great things about being in 2024. But the best part is being able to go to a club, sit with other Milan fans, and join the fandom. And when there's lows, it's better to be with other people, and it makes the highs even better.
Fabio, we got the best compliment ever from Peter Morgan. He said, the atmosphere you guys have here, Football Factory, is second only to San Siro. And you were there. That was a hell of a compliment. Again, thanks to Peter for everything he did for us for this trip. But that I think that tells also what Milan thinks of us in terms of that. That was pretty special to hear that.
It is fantastic to hear because I've said that line on this show 15 million times. So when I heard Peter say it on Wednesday, I was like, fucking A, baby, because that's 100% true. What you guys do there is just, man, it makes me want to take that hour and 10-minute train ride as many games as I can. And I hope people who are in New York area, in Manhattan, take the time to go check it out. Even if you're not a Milan fan, go watch it because we bring the most passion. We don't play one song for 45 minutes at a time like other fan bases do. It's just a great environment to be with the Milan Club. And guys, I honestly thank you guys for joining and sharing your moments over the last 2 weeks here with me. You know how much I care about you guys. I hope we have a great fall ahead of us. It'd be great if it'd be the whole year, but let's just start with the fall and we go from there. But guys, I thank you guys so much for joining me. I know you're tired. I know it's been a long day, but Milan's right around the corner and it's got me hyped. Fellas, thank you so much for joining, man. again, check out the New York City Club. Go check them out at Legends. You might see me. You'll probably see Remo. If you're damn lucky, you'll get to meet Beppe. But guys, thank you so much, man, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Peace out. Good night. Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.
Ciao, guys.